everyone, today I'm here to talk about this really exciting little product. Yeah, that's right. Do you guys know what this is? No, it's not a black beauty blender sponge. No, it's not. It's actually a new cosmetic line. This is Nuance, and Nuance was started by Salma Hayek, and it's a really cool company. It says on the back, it says, "My line is inspired by my grandmother who dedicated her life to keeping women beautiful. My products are designed to help every woman enhance the nuance that define her individual beauty and make my grandmother proud. Love, Selma." Now, I think that's a really cute concept for the company, and I think that this is a really unique product. So, it's a new line, and I found it at CVS, and it was on sale, buy one, get one free for everything in the Salma Hayek Nuance line. So, I decided to try two products. I tried the eyeliner, and what was interesting about this is it's a pencil style liner, but on the box it actually says gel liner. So this is going to get its own separate video, but I just wanted to let you know that I have been trying this out, and this was my free product that I bought. So I picked this up. Now, this was $9.99, and I know that sounds a little high to some of you guys, but where I live, things tend to cost a little bit more, and so that's about the average price of a palette in the drugstore for me. So it really wasn't that different, and since it was buy one, get one free, and the eyeliner was like $10 also, so I thought that was a great deal for the two. $5 for each is really not a stretch. So there's two different ones you can get. Now, the one I got, hopefully you can see up here, this is the Smokey one. And you can see here on the box, it shows you the 4 different colors that it comes with. And when I'm looking at an eyeshadow palette in the drugstore, I'm not really looking for a giant square box. So that was part of the problem for me. I had walked by this a few times, and I was like, oh, I kind of want to try some of these products out. But I didn't want to pick something based on a box. So I'm kind of sneaky, and I go to the drugstore, and I start opening the box, and I see this inside. I'm like, what is this bizarre little, like, looks like a little egg or something. So what it is you open it up, and it has 4 what I call petals in the palette, and each of those 4 petals holds your eyeshadow. So it lays flat on your table like so, and then in the middle is this funny little cosmetic sponge, which is so cute. But you can kind of hold it like this and see all the colors in there. Now, this is a really, really cool palette just for its shape, but once I started using it, there were some cons to the shape. The first thing that I'm just going to tell you that I did not like is how you can't see the actual eyeshadow colors. You see a computer-generated picture of these colors. Well, it's not that far off, but it's certainly not perfect, and that's one of the downsides to this palette, in my opinion. I like to be able to truly, truly see what I'm getting into. The other thing is that it's really hard to store in my makeup bag. I mean, this is a very bizarre shape to like fit in my makeup bag. I don't know why. I'm not really sure what the inspiration behind this odd shape was. And it's cool, it's cute, it's attractive, it catches your eye, and it does function fine. I mean, there's not really a problem. You can, you use the eyeshadow just like you would if it was in a normal pan, and you do get a lot of product. I just think that it's kind of unnecessary. It takes up a lot more space than it needs to, and it's kind of difficult to handle. When I was trying to do the tutorial, I was holding it like this, which is like super awkward and bizarre. So that is one of the downsides to this palette. It also doesn't have a mirror. That's not a total deal breaker, but I know a lot of us like to have a mirror in our palette. It's always a plus for me. And then this funny little sponge, like, it's kind of cute the way they put it in there, but it's really kind of dumb, so I'm going to throw that away when this video is over. The quality of these shadows, however, is very good. Now, some have more fallout than others, and some have more pigmentation than others, but they're pretty good. So, for example, a lot of Wet n Wild shadows are very soft, and you get a lot of fallout with them, but it is easy to build up your color, and they are easy to use. These are not quite the same. It's a much more firm shadow, similar more to a MAC shadow, where you just kind of have to dig your brush in a little bit harder on most of the colors. So that is something to remember. You are going to use, you're going to waste less product because you don't have as much fallout, or like you can see this one's a little soft. See how there's a little bit of like crumbling happening around here? That's what I'm talking about. All in all, I think this is a really good palette. Now let's get to the swatches. The first color I want to talk about, and it's really not picking up quite as well on camera, but that is the top color here, and this is the It's like an iridescent white and pink shade. It's got a lot of different qualities to it. It reminds me of a couple different shades. At first, you know, it really reminds me of one of my Inglot colors. This is the one by Inglot. It's much more peachy. And then I was also thinking it's similar to Vex by MAC. So let me get Vex out. It doesn't look like it at all in the pan. I mean, this is Vex and no. But similar to Vex, how it has many different qualities. It can look pink. It can look, yeah, it's a little more like Vex actually. So here's Vex on this side. It's definitely got more of a gray undertone than a peachy pink undertone like Vex or the Inglot color I'm thinking of. The Inglot one, by the way, is number 46. But I do think it's really, really beautiful color. I love this as an inner corner highlight and also a brow bone highlight. Like you'll see me use it in the tutorial. And it's just got a lot of different depths to it. It's really, really soft. It's really, really pigmented. It's really buildable. It's a beautiful, beautiful color, this light pink here. Next color is this really bright green. There's two greens in the palette. The green one is the one I'm going to talk about now. So the green one is swatched right here. We'll use this as a pointer. See how that just fell in? That's one of the things that really bugs me about this palette. It's just really awkward. Like, what the heck? Okay, so this color is that color. And it's a really nice green, actually. This is one of the more firm shades that you're really going to have to dig your brush into. But once you get your brush in there, it's very pigmented and it's really, really pretty. All of the colors here are pretty much, you know, a frost or pearl finish. And this color is very similar to another Inglot color that I have. That's actually this one here, and this is number 414. And let me swatch them for you. Huh. Okay, so when I actually swatch it, it's almost more a mix between the two. But, yeah. So, actually, no, it's pretty close. It's just more of a teal than a green, but it is a really pretty color. Then we have this dark gray color here. It's a warm, smoky, gray-brown color. It's very unique. It's really pretty. It's almost like a purple gray. It's very, very pretty. I really like this color. I think that's probably going to be my most used color from the palette. Immediately upon purchasing this palette and trying it out, it reminds me of Satin Taupe by MAC, and in pan, they're similar. They're not identical. This is obviously Satin Taupe and this is not. But I'm going to swatch them just so you get an idea, if you own Satin Taupe, what this color looks like. And when I swatch it, it's actually not that far off. Okay, so Satin Taupe, Salma Hayek. Really not bad. Satin Taupe's much more frosty. This is probably the least frosted color in the palette. It's certainly not matte, but it's more of like a satin finish. And but it's along that same color line in Satin Taupe, so just something to consider. You could probably substitute it for Satin Taupe and it wouldn't be that horribly different. This is a great color. You can use this as an all over the lid color. I use that as a crease color on most days. I just usually kind of keep it neutral, but it's a really, really pretty color. And the last color is this dark green here. Now they call this a gray color. They call this cool charcoal. And here's the swatch of it right here. And to be honest, this is probably my least favorite color in the palette. Now, it's not dark enough to replace my black mostly. I mean, I can use it, but I wish that it was a darker color or a less sparkly color. I think they were going for more of a gray and then they just got carried away with all this teal glitter in here. It really just overwhelms the color. It makes it a little difficult to work with. When you try and blend it out, you often lose the color and it's a little frustrating. So that's my least favorite color of the palette. But generally speaking, I do really like this palette. So I'm going to give you guys a quick little tutorial. We're going to learn how to do this eye look that's on the back of the box and that I have on now, so keep watching. Here's a close-up of the eye makeup look. This is a tutorial based on the look that they give you on the box of the Salma Hayek Nuance palette. And the one I bought is the Smokey eye box. And this is the eye makeup look that I'm going to be showing you how to do. So here it is in person. let's get started. Okay, we're going to start out by priming our eyes. I'm going to use Painterly Paint Pot by MAC, but just go ahead and use whatever eye primer you prefer. And you can see like my lid is super red, so that's why I like Painterly, just because it's really super thick and it helps me to cover up all my redness, veins, all that stuff. Using my small eyeshadow brush from Sonia Keshik, I'm going to start with this gray color in the palette. Place that on your lid and leave the inner corner of your eye blank. You want to really pack that on to get a pretty intense gray color. Wipe off your brush, and we're going to be going into the light pink color here. They call this Silver Mist. Pick that up and you're going to place that on the inner corner. Really just try and pack on as much intensity as you can. And then just slightly work them together. Like so. Now we're going to pick up another brush. This one is from Crown. This is the large chisel fluff brush, and I'm going to be using that same lightest color, that kind of pink, and we're going to be placing that as our highlight. And I personally love this color as a highlight. It's so pretty. Okay, and you're going to cover the rest of our lid to help our blending be really easy. See how I took it almost all the way down to meet the gray. Taking any sort of a pencil type brush and the dark green color of the palette, not the light green, the dark green, and that one's called Cool Charcoal. And you're going to pick up as much of that as you can on your brush and tap your brush off. That color tends to have a lot of fallout, and you're going to place this right in that eye socket area. And make a little bit of an outer V. That's it. I'm going to use this brush. This is by e.l.f. and this is called the Contour Brush. And just so you guys can see the difference, this is the one I used in my crease, and this is the e.l.f. one. So it's a little bit bigger, it's a little fluffier, less pointed. The lightest green now, the bright light green. I love this color. And pick up a ton of that on your brush, and you're going to place that as your transition from your highlight and your darkest color. And we're going to use that to blend out this dark color. See how easy that is? Brings a little bit more green, a little bit more drama. And then it just really smokes out that color so easily. At this point, you're just going to go ahead and line your eyes, and I just noticed that I didn't line my waterline, so I'm also going to line my waterline. Just go ahead and do this however you prefer. Now we're going to take our NYX Jumbo Pencil in Milk, and we're going to put that on our inner corner here. And I'm also going to lightly dot it on my lower lash line. Now on the box, it tells you that they used, hopefully it'll focus here, on the box it tells you they used their darkest color as a liner, and they sweep that along the lower lash line, but for me, A, I don't like to have that much dark color on my lower lash line, and B, that color is not dark enough to be an actual liner. So I kind of changed that a little bit on my tutorial, and that's the main difference here. And I'm going to go in with a small detail brush, whichever you prefer, and take that pink again. And just work it into my inner corner, sweeping it up to connect with our highlight here. I'm going to intensify and reblend that corner a little bit. And then I'm going to take it under my lash line. Just lightly. Okay, that's it. Add mascara and you're all done. Okay everyone, I hope that that was helpful to show you how to do this in person. Now I have created a couple other looks using this palette by just playing with it and testing it to see if I like it, and I do really like this palette. I think you get a lot of product even though the packaging is kind of ridiculous. Now, that's my main complaint, the packaging and the fact that when you purchase this, if you, obviously you watch this video, so it's a little better for you guys, but you just see this picture in the drugstore and it's kind of like, it's not very appealing. I don't like buying things based on what it looks like. I opened mine up and looked at it in the drugstore, even though you're not really supposed to do that. But other than that, I do think that this is a great palette. It's a good value. You get 4 colors for around $10, and I mean, to me, that's pretty good, $2.50 a color. I'm not going to complain. This is a huge pan of eyeshadow. It's an easy shape to work with as far as the pan is concerned, so you can get any size brush in there. It doesn't really matter, and generally speaking, these colors are all quite pigmented. Now, ideally for me, I would have had a different color here, maybe more of a gray with less colored glitter in it or something, but generally speaking, it is a great palette. I like this eye look a lot. I've created a few other eye looks with this palette, and if you'd like to see those, I can certainly try and make tutorials in the near future, so just let me know in the comments. I hope this video has been helpful. Let me know if you try this palette out, and I will also be doing a review on the eyeliner coming very soon, so keep watching for that one. Thanks everyone, have a great day, and don't forget to rate and subscribe. Bye!